Well, hello, and thank you for coming. Thank you for signing up to learn more about the library. My name is Shekinah Lawrence. I am a faculty member and the library chairperson, and I've been with Triton since 2021, and I became a faculty member in 2023, and I became the library chair in April of 2024. For many people don't realize that there are three of us faculty in the library, and I'll talk about that in just a few moments. But I'm excited to be here because I want everyone to know all of the fun things that we have available at the library. So please stop me if you have questions. And I have my name and I have the librarians at triton.edu email available because my name is super long and hard to remember how to spell, and my extension if you want to contact me. And I'm a chatterbox and I love to talk, so please feel free to call anytime. So today I want to talk briefly about the library so that you know how fantastic it is on our campus. Who are the people in your library? Why is this important? Because I think it's good to kind of show a face with a name just to kind of give everyone an opportunity to recognize the faces that they see when they come in the library. And then we'll look at what are their particular functions and then using the library for your classroom. So my goal is that after today, you'll at least understand what our services are, how the librarians and the staff can assist you, and then where to find resources. So first and foremost, our library supports our institution. And as a reminder, the Triton College mission, which I always share in all of my library classes, valuing the individual, educating and serving the community. It's so fun when our 101 rhetoric students have zero idea what the mission is. So I always like to share that with them, especially because it's short and sweet and it leans right into everything we do at the library as well as what is happening on our campus. So I love these two pictures in particular because you see the students at the top studying, serving the individual, but then also we have programming here at the bottom where we're looking at how we serve the community and our community at large. So this is what we do, and we hope that the things that we're doing support the mission in its full glory. So Triton College Library, quick introduction. If you don't know where we're located, we're in the A building, and our library hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. On Friday, we're here from 8 to 4, and we are closed Saturday and Sunday. These hours are the hours that we keep during the fall and the spring semesters. Our summer hours are slightly different, where we close at 2 on Fridays. And then during intersession, which is the time between semesters, we close at 5. But the point of me saying this is that we are open all year round. So fortunately, for students who take summer classes and courses, we're here throughout the whole summer. For people who enjoy coming during spring break and intersession, we're here during those times too. So the Triton College Library, again, is not just open for our students and faculty and staff, but also for the community. So we're here all year round. Who are the people in your library? I love this slide because I always want to sing Sesame Street's Who Are the People in Your Neighborhood? And so these are just a few of the wonderful folks that work in the library. We have a staff of now nearly 30, but we have our circulation staff. I've highlighted our full-timers, which is our circulation coordinator and the interim manager of the ETRC, which is Andrew Whitrock, and then Aaron Marzette, and then Reynard Bouchette. These are the friendly faces you'll see that work at our circulation desk and that also help support our circulation staff and our ETRC staff. Then our technical services, we have Amy Pink there in the middle and Sylvia Pongener on the left side, and then Heather Fairbanks on the right. Amy, is the Director of Library Services and Technical Services. And then Sylvia and Heather are our catalogers. And then for librarians, there's a photo of myself, as well as Dr. Robert Connor and Lisa Huff. We are your faculty at the library, but we also have 3 reference librarians as well, which would be Kirk Bowman, Kay Jensen, and Dorothy Houlihan. So outside of these folks, like I said, we have a full spectrum of circulation and ETRC staff that also support in the library. So what do? The circulation staff and the ETRC, or tech support, we are the front facing. They're kind of like your concierge service where they help students with MFA, Blackboard, and email support. They answer questions and give directions. That's their front facing. But on the back side, they maintain library accounts, organize our materials, and they also manage our spaces. Our technical services, the group that was in the middle, like I said, they're responsible for our cataloging, physical and digital. They do our ordering, they do our receiving and our recycling. And then for librarians, we are twofold. Our reference librarians, very in particular, answer reference questions, highlight the collection, and support us as faculty. And our faculty librarians, we do information literacy instruction, we do collection management, we do programming, we are a campus partner and liaison across campus, as well as community outreach. So let's go a little deeper, how we can help you. So the circulation and tech support staff, access to materials for you and your students will be your Triton College ID. So if you have your Triton College ID, this is how you can check out materials, and your Triton College ID is connected to your Triton College email, which helps you also be able to log in online. I'll show you that in a moment. But they're going to help you check out materials, again, answer general and directional questions. They pull items, again, the technical support as well as printing help. And then technical services, even though the word technical is listed there, they are more sorted towards our materials. So they do our cataloging, they receive resource requests, they can source items from outside of the library. So if you need journal articles that aren't within our databases, they can get it for you. You all as instructors also have access to our, what we call ILL, Interlibrary Loan, through WorldCat. WorldCat is the world catalog, so we can get something from anywhere in the world for instructors. Also, library materials management. Our technical services will process new materials, repair physical materials, and assist in weeding materials. But our librarians have a more specific aim and focus in how we serve and support you. So again, like I said, we do information literacy instruction, general reference and research classes for any subject. So if you're rhetoric, if you're nursing, if you're art, we do all of that because many times you have your students doing some sort of research, and we want to help them understand how to source correct materials. We will customize the class to your assignment, and we do offer curriculum help. So as you are working on your syllabus and you're thinking about things that you want to have your students read in the semester, we can help you with that. We can help you source materials for your course. We can help you source open educational resource materials, which is OER. And then we also have a generous supply of course reserves. So we are hopeful to work with you and the bookstore before the semester starts, that if you have a hard textbook, not an ebook, a hard textbook that you are assigning your classes, please share that with us so that we can purchase one too. And then that way your students, if they are delayed in purchasing their textbook, or maybe they are having a tough time pulling together the funds for that textbook, they can come to the library and use it in the library. We also have reference help for your students where they can make a reference appointment. We create and source relevant source guides. We call them subject guides. I'll show you how to get to those in a few moments. We create reading lists for you and your students, recreational as well as educational. And we do a lot of programming and outreach for the campus and the community. What does library instruction entail? General information literacy. So what we do, and very particular this year, as the general education outcomes include critical thinking, is we want to help you help your students understand authoritative accuracy, meaning how do they cite, methods of citation, avoiding plagiarism, understanding AI tools, things of that nature, research methods, catalog exploration, books and ebooks, databases, streaming media, and then class assignment relevance. So, yes, we do talk about information literacy in a general sense, but depending on what your assignment is, we can tailor it to show the students the best databases for them. So, as an example, as a nursing faculty, then we wouldn't show your students, or we could show your students academic search complete because that does cover a lot of resources, but we may target them to PubMed because that's a little bit more in line with what they're looking for, because that's what they'll be using out in the field when they go into their careers. Now, doing a deeper dive, understanding the library resources. First, helping everyone understand information literacy. It is defined by the Association of College and Research Libraries as being able to recognize the need for information, being able to locate information, being able to evaluate information, and then being able to use that information effectively. This is our full goal in all of our library instruction and when we are working with students one-on-one for research help. So in supporting the mission of educating the community, our goal is to help you and your students understand and master seeking authoritative accuracy. Why authoritative accuracy? Teaching the students how to analyze materials for appropriateness has become more and more important in today's world, particularly as many of our students are very heavily dependent upon social media for their informational needs. And many of the social media companies have recently shared in the news that they are no longer actively fact checking materials and information. So we want to help students understand that sometimes what you see is just fine for whatever your needs are. If you want to know what the latest tennis shoe is or what the fashionistas are wearing in Paris, great. You can use your social media to find all of those fun things. But sometimes when you're doing an assignment, social media may not give you exactly what you need. Or if it did give you something that you thought was interesting, how can you figure out if what you found was authoritative or useful for your assignments? So what we're looking at, definitive sources. Definitive sources must be authenticated, meaning that there are two or more reliable sources that can back up what you're looking at, and it's confirmed by other experts in the field. Accredited, a published reference, a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article. Also, an established neutral informational source. These are things we help the students understand and find, and look at some of the things that they are accustomed to seeing and understanding how to categorize the accreditation of those sources. And then accessible, available for analysis, something that I can look at, I can cross-reference, but basically easy to acquire. That is what we are helpful to the students with being a library. They can come to a library and look for information that they may not have been able to source readily on Google. And we can also help them understand how to source information, not just from our library, but even our local public libraries if necessary. So Triton Library Resources, what's available on the shelf and what's available online. So physical materials in our library right now, we have 60,000 plus physical materials, including books, magazines, periodicals, and technology available for students, staff and faculty and instructors, and the community to check out. We have 750,000 plus digital resources, 9,000 plus streaming media pieces of information available, and I'm very excited to share that we have gone from 70 databases to 110 databases. We are a part of a consortium of academic and research libraries, also known as CARLI, and we share materials. And CARLI is connected to our state libraries, and our state librarian, Mr. Alexi Janulius, the Honorable Alexi Janulius, has added in place resources where we have been able to get more databases, and these databases are available for everyone. So we're excited to be able to offer them. Books loaned. So if you'll notice, from 2022, when we were kind of waking up out of the pandemic, we started out at 5,100 books loaned that year. And you can see we've steadily risen since then to 2023, 8,700, 2024, 9,800, and as of January of this year, fiscal year 2025, we're at nearly 5,000 materials loaned. So this is including books and technology. But now let's go to the library website, and I want to show you how to maneuver for your students. Now, our library website has recently changed. We updated it back over the summer, and what we made an attempt to do was to kind of give it a look that is similar to the portal. This is why we've added cards. And each of these cards holds a lot of information for you and your students. But what I do want to start with is our informational line at the top. And notice the banners. The banners change monthly depending on what's happening in the library. Doctoral support, I know that came up a little earlier. But I'll start with services. When you go into the services of the library, all right. Well, when you go into these items here, they take you into areas where you have more choices to get deeper into the site. So under services, you'll be able to find where you can reserve rooms. You can also find out information about our hours and the like. Research is for you and your students, where you can find out where to make research appointments. Also, going straight into our databases. Faculty and staff is also really good because it has different areas where you can schedule instruction. You can also find very important resources concerning databases that you would need to find new information, like the Chronicle of Higher Ed. All of that is in there, and then About, of course, is about us. But even with these items, many times you'll notice that the scrolling banners, if you touch them, are links to take you to other places as well. So as an example, we have Bring Your Own Book Club coming up tomorrow. So if you love to read, stop by the library tomorrow around 12, bring your own book. And what they do is they sit around and they tell each other about great books. Everybody is welcome to come. And so one of the fun things about this is you get snacks, you meet friends who love books, and you learn about fun things. So many times everything you see on the website tends to be a link somewhere else. Just recently, we started the semester, and many new students might need help with MFA, multi-factor authentication. So clicking on this banner takes them straight to our website, the Triton website, and it walks them through instructions with the guides in many languages to multi-factor authenticate. They can also come into the library and talk to a technical support person that would help them with that as well. I'm a short, sorry. Now, everything that is in these lines here are also available in the cards. So the good thing is, like just now, I wasn't able to access them probably because I'm sharing my screen. I can get all of the things that I need in the cards as well. So I'll start here with the library search. If you ever just need to say, I just need to go look for the things, you can type in what you're looking for and it's going to search our entire catalog because everything is available in the catalog. I will point out, I share to say that if we do not have it, we share materials with probably 90% of the other colleges and universities across Illinois. So community colleges and four-year colleges, both public and private, share materials and you're able to source it some kind of way. Now, under the Get Help, if your students need a research appointment, they can click this link and it'll take them here where they can select to have a research appointment either in person or online. So they do not have to come into the library. And then they can just go right in here, select the time that they're available, and then they'll get an email directing them as to when to come and see us or when we'll show up. Secondly, too fast. Programming calendar. Highly recommend checking this out frequently, and then you'll know what's happening in the library. So we have a film coming up this week about, actually the Martin Luther King film was the week of the holiday. So the next film is going to be a film honoring our Jewish American citizens. And then we have all of our Black History and February events that are coming up as well. So in your free time, I highly recommend checking out what's going on in the library so that you can make time to come and visit us and hang out with us. Our hours, if you ever need to know when we're here. And then I really want to highlight library instruction for faculty. This page has a lot of information to share with you what we teach, and then also gives you an opportunity to select a time that you can bring your class. If you notice that the time is in green, then that means it's available, and then of course if it's in red, it's not. You select the time that you need, and then you submit that time, and you fill out the form. The form needs your name and email, whether you want it in the classroom, faculty classroom. We will come to your classroom if you want us to, because we do realize that sometimes if you have an 8-week course or if you have a long day and you need to be in class, it'll be better for your students to stay, we'll come to you. Or we'll do online Blackboard Collaborate. And then you can select the topics that you want us to talk about. Do you want us to go into citations and evaluating resources? Do you want to do internet searching for your research? We will customize the class according to your assignment. And then you can do a first instruction class where we are introducing ourselves, and I'll go into a little bit more detail with your class about what we do. You can do an additional class. Maybe we'll come back and help your class source materials for their assignment. Or you can do research study in the library class room if you've had library instruction first. We have a classroom that features 20 desktop stations, and the class can come in and you can come in with your class and you guys will be right there in the library to source materials. So lastly, I just want to show you our resources. Now I'm going to focus yes.
On that faculty help that you were just on, I couldn't see it. Is there authoritative accuracy on there?
No, that would be, here, I'll show you again.
Well, I'm going to tell you my dilemma, and you tell me what I should pick for that. So I have the duals, right, in the nursing assistant program. They're high schoolers. Sometimes they've never written a paper. They don't know APA format. They're using blogs as resources. So something like to explain to them, like just how you explained to us with the authoritative accuracy, is there something on there that I can bring them to?
Yes. So you could do evaluating sources,
Okay.
and that is authoritative accuracy. And then if you want to, library research and introduction will know how to tailor your class. Not to mention, once you make an appointment for us to do a class with your students, you and I will have a conversation, or you and Dr. Connor, or you and Lisa will have a conversation before class so that we're all on the same page when we're talking to them about what they're looking up.
This is unbelievable.
Oh,
You're
I'm
just
so
a
glad.
plethora of information.
I'm so glad. I'm
This is
so glad.
Because our problem in the NA program is our classes are too long. We have 16 weeks, we only need 8 weeks.
Oh.
So we're trying to fill the days for them towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be like so good to get them.
I would love to come to a nursing class. Actually, Lisa is
We can come to you
more.
to get them out of the class, just like as a mental stimulation, you
Right.
know?
Yes, Lisa Huff, our faculty librarian, her content area for the collection are the health sciences. She would absolutely love it.
They do paper on dementia.
Huh?
They do papers on dementia
And we can help
and
them.
Alzheimer's.
Okay, that's great. That's a great segue. So I'm gonna go back into like I said, I'm gonna hyper focus on our e-resources. And then let's say we go into databases by subject, right? So the databases by subject, they are in alphabetical order, but what you also notice is we have frequent or featured databases here on the side. Now, as an example, your students are doing a paper on dementia, but they are your dual students. So they're new to research.
Yes.
I would take them straight into Britannica because I would want them, oh, by the way, you would log in using your library email. I mean, not your library, your Triton email. Now, most of those students are very accustomed to going to Wikipedia for their information. And what we try to share with them is that Wikipedia isn't terrible, but it's not necessarily authoritative. Whereas if we show them information in Encyclopedia Britannica or Credo, it is very similar to what they're used to in terms of how they would search and find something on Wikipedia. But they can be assured that it is something that their professors will accept because it is fully vetted and authenticated. So I am so grateful and excited that this year we have been able to bring in Encyclopedia Britannica as a part of one of our databases. This is a really great starting point for new students or students new to research, right? Because instead of going to Google and typing in dementia, they can come here and at least they know that they're getting a source that is useful. Is it working? Let me see. I wonder if it's delayed because I'm sharing my screen. Let's do a search. I wonder if it's delayed because I'm sharing my screen. But you know what? We can do this too. We can go to articles.
That's the kind of stuff that happens to me, Shekinah.
Oh yeah.
That tech stuff.
Don't we love it?
If a resource says it's available online, but you have to use the iShare for it,
Okay, that's a good question. I can show you that really quickly because that might be a little bit more mindful of our time. So I'm going to use my favorite, Ida B. Wells, for classes. So iShare means that If we don't have it, another college or university does. But Ida B. Wells is one of the great ones that I just like to pull up as a good search, because not only do we have quite a few things available in our own collection, and these are things that are held by the library, but if I change it and then I do all iShare libraries for Ida B. Wells, it'll show me what do my partners have for her. And then the good thing about it is I can see where. Like for instance, this one says 2 versions found. It'll pull up the 2 schools where it is. And then if you are logged in, which is easy, again, just logging in with your information, and you'll be able to see. So this one is available at Wheaton College, and it's loanable and in place. So if I sign in, all I have to do is say that I want it. Okay, where did I go? I don't know where I am. Let me go back. There we are. All right, and then I hit iShare. Once the full form comes up, you can hit request, and then it's going to request it on your behalf, and then you will get an email when we have it in the building so that you can come and check it out.
If it's online, should you give in the notes like when you are interested in it, since it might have to be, if it could be transferred?
Well, it kind of depends. Like if you are ordering something straight from the catalog through iShare, it usually goes out within that day, especially if it's early in the day, and you should get it in a couple of days, like no more than 72 hours, up to 3 days. But if you're talking about something that's really specific, because maybe you are, short person in the building, I want to show you as an instructor how to order something special. Glad this isn't on. There we go. Well, and I probably can't do it because of my limited tech. But within the faculty and staff, there's going to be a question that says request resources.
Okay.
And then you fill out that form. That's where you would say, hey, can you get this for me like tomorrow? And then we can see what we can do. But it's always better to give us as much notice as possible, because one of the things that I do notice is, depending on what time of day, like if you do it in the morning, then we can send it out as early as possible, the request.
Yes.
But if you get in the afternoon, then it's probably not going to go out until the next day.
Okay.
So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
You're welcome. We want to try to get you all what you need as best as we can. Also, if you find that, hey, you know what, I really like this and I think it would be good to have it in our library, then we could look at ordering it so that you'll have it on hand, as opposed to always having to ask for it outside.
And you get to this site here with the cards through the portal? I
Yes.
go to the portal and hit library?
Yes. So if you could, so there's 2 places that you can go to. Matter of fact, I can go back here because we're here. Triton College website, quick links, library.
Okay, to bring me the same thing.
Right.
Okay,
And we are available in the portal under student resources.
okay.
So last thing I want to show you guys is just highlighting these additional cards. The ebook collection is organized similar to the databases in alphabetical order with all of the databases that you can get ebooks from. It's a lot of great information in there. Our subject guides are also really great because this is where a student can take a look at all of the different guides that we have that have very specific information. As an example, infectious disease for your students that are doing medical things. We have books that we are suggesting to them, and then we have some websites, learn by watching, So we've built a lot of subject guides that are very specific to different subjects for your discipline. And then let me also backtrack a little bit here. Gosh, I'm not going to do that. I can't reach it. Let's just go back here. I didn't realize how short I was until I was in this classroom.
Yeah, I'm mounted a little high for
Yeah.
the top bar.
The foundational guides kind of highlight, I know you said something about your students not really knowing a whole lot about APA. We have a citation resources guide that they can go into that actually talks more about all of the citation models from MLA, Harvard style APA, and then talks about the whys. And then if we spend some time with them as a librarian telling them the things, we can even answer questions and help walk them through a few exercises on how to do it properly. So let me see if I can't go back to the home screen. Because I've been kind of jumping all over the place. But the point here that I would like to make is that there is a lot of information behind the cards. If you find that you just can't seem to find what you're looking for, I'm surprised it didn't pop out already. Maybe it's because we're sharing a screen. There is a chat feature, and you can send a quick message through chat to say, hey, help me find XYZ. It is a live person. It is not a machine learning or AI or anything like that. We all run the chat during library hours. So somebody is available. Let's go back here. And then we also have streaming media. I think it lends itself into documentaries, movies, things of that nature. Ebooks and audio. If you happen to be a reader and love to read, and let's say the book that you want to read is on hold at your public library, take advantage of Libby because we probably have it ready for you to read right now. Novelist is really fun because maybe you don't know what you want to read and you're looking for something to read, and it'll kind of walk you through, hey, did you like this book? Then you might like these other 5 books. Or if you like this author, you might like these authors. And then Learning Express Prep Step is in partnership with Adult Ed, and it has a whole lot of different modules that you can help students understand learning. I do wish that I could just take you straight in.
I know, right?
But you know what? The good thing is it's built this way for security. If there's one thing we are, it's secure, right? All right. So this is really great because this lends itself into your students' learning style. Like maybe they are college students, but it would be nice to kind of drill it back a little bit so that it makes more sense. They could come into the Learning Express library and it has a variety of subjects that will take them through different ways of learning, from computer basics to adult core skills, which is a really hot topic on campus right now, adulting and executive functioning. These are topics that this is highlighting. We also have resources in Spanish. And again, we acquired this database initially as a partnership with Adult Education. And it was so valuable that we decided to keep it. And so I will highly recommend taking a look in here if you have needs to maybe help your students along in different places about where you find that they have a slight deficiency, and that maybe a quick little tutorial would help them. Highly recommend going into Prep Step. So me kind of clicking through a lot of the cards in the databases really doesn't do it justice. I would just recommend, if you have some time, please take a look at the library website, click through it to kind of get familiar with how to find things. And if you have questions, you are always welcome to come and see us, chat us up, or even make an appointment to come and talk to us. So appointments are not just for students. Any faculty and staff that are supporting students and maybe need a little bit more insight on sourcing materials or gathering resources, we are happy to spend time with you to make sure that you have what you need. You guys have any questions?
This is great. So the ETRC is in the library.
Yes, in fact, it's been in the library for a couple of years, but it was on the 3rd floor, and now it is on the main floor, which is the 2nd floor. I have to say the main floor because in the A building, there are 3 floors, but the 1st floor hosts the tutoring center and testing and all of that. We are on the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. It was hard to find them because they were kind of at the 3rd floor at the back of the library. So now they're easily accessible right on the main floor.
Okay, and regarding Blackboard, is it just for Blackboard technical issues or is it for navigation too?
It's for technical issues.
Okay.
It's for technical issues.
Okay.
So making sure they understand how to log in, how to seek the right support if their login doesn't work, things of that.
How about, like, sometimes they have problems uploading information, like their homework.
Sometimes the ETRC staff can help them with that because maybe it's just
so they can try to
yeah, it's like a minor user error and they just have to kind of walk them through, oh, maybe did you try this or did you, yeah. And then if they find that their support isn't helpful enough, then they can go deeper and get some support from like, I think it's called Web Advisor. Yeah, the Web Advisor. Yeah.
And one more question. Regarding the course reserves, we had that problem 2 semesters. I've been here now. The bookstore is out of our books. So for us to tell you what our book is, they're cheap little books. They're paperback kind of. And they're not online. They're not available online. So for us to have you get a book, do I email librarians with that information?
You absolutely can. There's also a link embedded in here that I couldn't get to because of the setup. But yes, you can send an email to us.
Embedded under faculty and staff.
Right.
Okay.
And you say request resources. We will be happy to get that. What we try to do is get a list from them of all of the classes that are going for the semester. When I asked for the list in November, I'm delayed in getting an answer. The list came on the first day of the semester. So now we have it, and we're going to try to get all the things together and place the orders as fast as possible.
They had a staff turnover issue.
I know they've been struggling over there. So I'm not surprised. But the hope is we'll place an order, and because our order is kind of a huge bulk order, it doesn't come out of their stock. It comes like they place an order for us, but send us your book anyway. And in that way we can.
And ours is new, so we're not going to be changing it anytime soon.
Okay, so that's awesome. That's awesome. And if it's
a similar thing, my students sometimes donate their book to students for the next year, so I have like 5 copies. But if I'm out, when I want to make sure there's one that's always available when I'm not around,
bring it to the library.
Because I wanted to they told me before I couldn't donate it or I couldn't give it to the library when I asked before because I wanted to give an extra copy.
No. Okay. We do accept copies that you are currently teaching from.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Now, the question would be is when you share it, let us know if you want it to be on reserve or if you want it to be in main collection.
Right.
Because the difference is if it's on reserve, it cannot leave the library. They can only study it there in the library. But if it's in the main stacks, they can check it out. And they can have it for 4 weeks. So, but if you have multiple copies, maybe you could do one of each.
Yeah.
You know, and then that lucky student who gets it first, they just have to
some who are taking it online and then they could grab it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
All right,
if
thank
you are
you.
currently teaching with it, we would happily accept those books. So sorry that that was shared with you. Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you, this was fantastic for me. It's a plethora of information.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And please share with your colleagues that we are available to help and support them.
It's great, I sure will, yeah.
Are you gonna be here another 2 minutes? Because I'll run upstairs